Good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. How is everybody doing this morning? All right, all right. Well, I'm Evan Anderson with Gizmonics. I get to be your MC today. I'm pretty excited about that. It's good to see so many people here today. Thanks for making this part of your Wednesday. Really appreciate it. I've been out of town more or less for the last like 4 or 5 weeks, so I might be a little rusty. So give me a break today. Question, how many of you have never been to a 1 Million Cups before? 1, 2, 3, at least 3, maybe 4. Excellent, welcome. Yeah. Well, hopefully this is the first of many for you. This is our 13th year doing this, and we're pretty proud of this little gathering that we put together every week here in Bismarck. So what are we doing here, especially for the benefit of the new people? We get together every week. We take a little bit of a break during the holidays, but other than that, we're here every Wednesday at 8:30 here at Dakota Stage, and we give local businesses, community builders, somebody that's doing something really neat and interesting in this community. We put them on this stage and let them tell the story of what they're doing. And the people we've had on this stage, including the one that's coming up here in a little bit, it's pretty amazing. It's kind of fun looking through that history and seeing all of the folks that we've hosted up here, and also just all the connections that have been made out there. So really excited about what we've been able to accomplish there. So the big takeaway is, can we change the face of our startup community over 1 million cups of coffee? And so that's why we're here, certainly here to hear the stories of our entrepreneurs and our presenters, but we're also here for the networking that you guys were all doing up there before the show, and inevitably the stuff that goes on afterwards too. So thank you so much for being part of it. Actually, we have more like talking room here now. They took the front row of seats out. Anybody see the show Bright Star that they just had here at Dakota Stage? Yeah, we went Saturday night. Incredible. They had a 9-piece orchestra down here in the front, and it was really something to have live music along with the show. So I don't know, we started going a few years ago, and we really try not to miss the Dakota Stage presentations. They do a great job. Plus, we got a cool couch today, John, we can sit on instead of the old standard chairs. So I'm not sure where it's been, but we're not gonna talk about that. So that's what we're doing here. So welcome to you new people. We always like to thank our sponsors. We've got a large number of people and organizations that make this possible. These are our Venti sponsors that have ponied up some cash to help us rent this theater, buy our coffee, those sorts of things. Our Grande sponsors, which is also kind of our blue and white sponsors. That was an accident, but it's cool. All right, and then our tall sponsors. So again, all of these folks have given some money, let us, kind of make sure we're solvent. And then also we've got a lot of in-kind sponsors, and these are companies and folks that come and spend time all year long putting this together. So as you can imagine, putting together an event every Wednesday is kind of a challenge, especially with a group of volunteers. And these companies and these folks have made that possible for us. So we thank them. All right, so as John is talking today, I want you to be thinking about maybe questions you've got for him based on some of the things he's talking about, or just something out of the blue, but be thinking about that. We got Ross is going to be running our big microphone after John is done, and just put your hand up and we'll get those questions asked. So be thinking about those if you would, please. All right, community announcements. I know we've got a number of these today. First, it is National Rescue Dog Day, so we like to celebrate National Day. Marla's not here today, but anybody here have a rescue dog? Oh my goodness sakes, look at you guys. Good for you. Well, then I don't have to tell you about how cool that is and why you'd want to do that. So good on you. Well, you can celebrate with your rescue dog today. All right, Tyler, do you want to do this from above?
Sure, we'll give this a shot. Hey. Oh.
that's a lot of books, Tyler. Thank you. I should also welcome the folks that are streaming. We always have folks that that can't be here for some reason and are streaming on our YouTube channel. So if you're ever in a situation where you're out of town, whatever, want to jump in on this, that's a good way to do it. Okay. Somebody speaking to this? Anybody? Anybody? I thought we had somebody here. All right, let's see. Safety Network May membership meeting. This is at BSC's National Energy Center of Excellence. Ooh, it looks like it includes a tour of the Energy Center. That could be kind of cool. Joe, do you know anything about that? All right. Not your department. More so than mine, though, Joe. Come on. All right. So there is a QR code there for that meeting. All right. I do know we got. Yes, Scott.
Well, good morning. If you've ever heard of the Bismarck, well, hello, good morning. If you've ever heard of the Bismarck Mandan Chamber EDC Leadership Cohort, we have just finished up our year. One of my cohort members, Alicia Peters, right here, we were a part of this year. And one of the projects that we worked very closely with the University of Mary was the True Leadership Institute. And we'd love to invite you to be a part of this. This is June 22nd and 23rd. It is very specifically designed for people who are about to approach some leadership responsibilities within their organizations or in their first maybe 1 to 5 years where some leadership skills are really beneficial. So we'd love to have you join. I think a key part of this are some tremendous speakers and presenters that will be a part of it. And another key part, it's only $129. So this is really made to be accessible to everybody. So if you have any questions, talk to Alicia or myself afterwards. Take a picture so you can have this, so you can check out the QR code, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. That's a neat project, you guys. That's so for those of you not familiar, the Bismarck Mandan or Leadership Bismarck Mandan that the Chamber EDC does always ends, the cohorts put together subgroups basically and do projects. And there have been some really neat projects done over the years, this one included. Thank you. All right, I know we've got one more. Where are you? There he is.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Al Hout. I'm with the Small Business Administration. As we all know, we're celebrating our 250th anniversary of our country, and our country was built on small businesses. So we want to help highlight that. So we're having, SBA nationally is having a freedom pitch for companies that need funding, focusing on innovation. A company that has at least $100,000 in revenue, have been in business at least 3 years, and have had some sort of SBA assistance already. This pitch competition nationally, we start with our North Dakota competition, goes to a regional competition, and then a national competition in DC, where the top 10 finalists across the country will vie for $1 million in prize money. And it's not a diluted equity investment, it's just free cash for your business. So if you know of anybody that's interested, you can refer them to our website, sba.gov/freedom250 for all the details. Thank you.
All right, anybody else with anything this morning? Seeing none? All right, well, I am really excited to get John up here. So I think we all know who John Bollinger is. I think the first time I saw him, I was sitting with Janya in one of these two seats down here. No, actually the seats that are missing. October 26th, 2016. Seems like yesterday, it really does. We weren't super involved with Million Cups from an organizer standpoint, but we were frequent attenders, and we were fortunate enough to be here the day that John debuted on this stage, and he's been here. This will probably be your third or fourth maybe time, just giving us updates on all of the wonderful things that he and the Larks are doing in our community. So let's give him a huge round of applause. John, come on up.
Thank you very much. All right, good morning. Oh, look at, I've never had this handless thing. I don't know. It sounds good. Okay. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. Evan just kind of attested to it. I will never forget, I'm not from North Dakota originally, again, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Fell in love with, again, loved baseball, but really I had a professor at Missouri State University. He was an entertainment management major, and the first day of class, he said, hey, if you love sports, get out. He's like, go get a real job, make more money, work less, and buy tickets. He goes, but if you want to be in the happy business and the fun business and the memory business, this is for you. And it felt like, if you've seen the movie The Blues Brothers, like the light came through, John Bollinger started shaking, and I was like, this is what I want to do. So again, not originally from here, but I got involved in this league called the Northwoods League. And again, never forget, the owner of the league said, hey, if you come work for me, someday you could own a team. And I thought, what, I don't even know how that's possible. And worked for the league for 3 years, and came knocking on my door. I was 26 years old, and he said, hey, I got a team if you want to go do it. And if you know our league, most of our teams are in Minnesota, Wisconsin. I was in Michigan. We were the outliers at the time. So I'm from Missouri, wife's from Wisconsin. I'm like, okay, Dick, this is exciting. I said, where am I going? And he said, Bismarck, North Dakota. And I literally, we were golfing, I fell down on the tee box. I was like, oh my God, where is that? And I knew the capital from, I don't know, elementary school, but I knew it was an opportunity to do something, right? To do something important. And so when my wife said yes, she said, you need to marry me, but I'm in. We literally, I'm not kidding, we got married, went on our honeymoon, and moved all in the same month. So recruited some friends. You might know, again, Aaron Guerrero, Rob Williamson helped me build the team 10 years ago, but literally got here October 3rd. And so this stage, I just remember being up here with a lot of energy. I think I have a little less maybe now, but not as much as Kyle. But I had a lot of energy. We had a vision, we had a mission, and a dream, and really maybe an opportunity to do something special. And so to be here, I mean, literally heading into our 10th season is really an honor, and I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity. So today I'd just like to talk about three things. One, what have we accomplished together? The Larks, our community, our sponsors, our fans, which I'm seeing a lot of the orange Lark hats, by the way. This must be a very popular hat I'm seeing out in the crowd. It's awesome. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Sweet. Great. Yes. So seeing a lot of they still got them. So what have we accomplished? One. Number two, where are we going? And then number three, an ask to all of you. So again, in the last 10 years, this will be our 10th season. It's truly been remarkable. I don't think people in Bismarck really understand what has been done here. So in our league, average attendance is usually maybe about 1,200. If you've gone to other Northwoods League parks or even minor league parks, I mean, again, it's a ball game. It's fantastic. You get to see great players. It's fun. But, it can be half filled, Monday nights kind of whatever. The team's there, it exists, but it's not a part of the fabric. From day one here in Bismarck, this community said yes. And there were a lot of reasons, I mean, this is, I talked to Lee Timmerman from KFYR. He reminded us at our ticket pickup event, this is a baseball town. For over 100 years, from Satchel Paige to, to the Twins, a minor league affiliate, the Pards, being here a few years, the Governors and the youth baseball. This is a baseball city and town. But for almost 20 years after the Rattlers had left, there was nothing. And Bismarck Municipal, while historic, really had not had a facelift in a long time, really wasn't great for the fan experience. And so again, thanks to Parks and Rec and a lot of leaders, they built what now is Muni, and we've done a lot of renovations. But it's got a soul, right? There's an intimacy. When you're there, it feels different, right? And so we had that. And then when we came in, we had a different idea. Our mission statement, again, I wrote this on my honeymoon in the book, Start With Why. A lot of probably business self-help readers in here. I was like, what's our core? What's our ethos? And I want to win games, but I remember writing down where fun makes a difference. Where fun makes a difference. Fun needs to make a difference. And so when we came in, we said, we're going to do it different. We want to win. We got great players, but we're going to make it fun as hell. Right? We want people, when they leave, whether we win or lost, they go, wow. My 7-year-old and my 87-year-old mother had a great time, right? So we wanted to focus on fun. We wanted to focus on value. So we created, again, we have an awesome minority owner, Terry Daffner, who's an accountant, CPA. he did not like our business model, I'll tell you that. I was like, Terry, I'm going to put the hot dogs, the burgers, the drinks, everything included. We're going to charge $15 a ticket. He's like, like, can I get out? And I was like, no, just trust me. I know what I'm doing. And so we created this all-inclusive ticket model, right? This value. And third, we said we need to be a part of this community, and Dick, the owner of the league, always told me, he goes, if you're going to make this thing work, John, you got to be like the mayor of Bismarck. And what he meant is you got to go door to door. You got to build relationships. You got to look people in the eye. You got to, he always says to me, Dick always said, support is for jock straps. He said, don't ask people for support. He said, go and you show them the value you can bring to them, to this community, and what you can do. And so we went out there and we worked like hell, but man, this community immediately said yes. I'll never forget, we put our mini plans, a couple 7-pack holders, I think, still in here. We sold 1,100 mini plans by December, 3 months in. The largest team in our league that had done that, I think, had sold 1,000 mini plans. It's in Madison, Wisconsin, total for the year. So I mean, our community just said yes from day one, right? And that first year, we had 1,600 seats at the time. Again, we've added with Parks and Rec a deck out in right field. We have about 1,900 now. We sold out 27 of our 36 games. And truly, since then, guys, it's just been magical. I mean, we welcomed our 500,000th fan last year. Brendan Nagel's nephew, actually. His name's Aiden. He's in a wheelchair and comes in, and we just surprised the hell out of him. And God, I mean, he just had the biggest smile ear to ear. It's these moments, right? And so 500,000 fans have come in. The nonprofit give back. I mean, it's almost over from our different promotions we've put on with sponsors that are so giving. I mean, it totals a little over almost $800,000 in cash given back in the community through different promotions, engagements. But it's deeper than that. If you've been to our games, you've seen our home run for life. We'll have a kid on the field that, we tell their story. They're battling a rare cancer, and we tell their story. And then they get around the bases and high-five the players, and there's not a dry eye in the park, right? It's bigger. It always has been bigger than baseball. But without this community, without great partners, this thing doesn't happen. So just, again, thank you to you all in the last 10 years for making it so special. Again, a friend of mine, Matt Shenandoah, was taking his daughter to class in school. We have our reading program, and 10,000 kids are in our reading program. And he takes a picture of the poster on the wall and the jerseys hanging up, and kids are wearing the jerseys that day. He goes, dude, you, like, the Larks are a part of the fabric. They are a part of the fabric of this community. And it just, I've had so many more of these moments in year 10. Maybe I'm getting old and nostalgic of just what this thing can mean for people. And so maybe I want to share a story, and then let me tell you about where we're going. So again, Matt Shenandoah, again, and you guys all know Matt. What? Where is he at? He had to leave? Oh, okay, good. I don't want to give him compliments in front of him. Oh, I love Matt Shenandoah. God, Matt Shenandoah is so special. So Matt, he's a host family of the Larks too. But Matt, he told me this story about, what's the point of the Larks? And we're doing this, a big focus now on core memories. We create core memories, and I said, Matt, tell me about your Larks experience. And he said, John, I have 5 kids. He goes, life's crazy, right? It's just crazy, right? From 3 to 17. He goes, they don't agree on anything. Dinner's hard to figure out. And he goes, even going to a Larks game, we love it. It's our thing to do. He said, but God, it's stressful. He goes, you charge too much for popcorn. Everybody, every kid, they want to eat, and they want to go to the bounce house, and they're just, he's like, how do I herd the cats here? And he said, but man, I'm going to tell you, he goes, they're all getting older, I'm just, my oldest is going to leave the house, and I know I'm not going to have these moments together. And we had a fireworks night, and he said they're sitting in the bleachers, and the lights go off, and he's sitting at the end, looking at the fireworks, and it's Amy, his wife, and the 5 kids, and all of them were quiet, and they were all still, and they were all together, and they're all looking at these fireworks in awe, and he said, John, he goes, I didn't watch the fireworks. He's like, I watched my wife, I watched my little babies, and I watched us be there together. And he said, that's a core memory for me, And so maybe where we're going, again, when I started this, I was 27 years old. I don't have a playbook. I just had energy and get an idea. But I think being 10 years older now and having 2 little girls of my own and being able to be so involved in our community and learning the importance of quality of life experiences and having things for families to connect with each other and their community, right? I really am thinking a lot deeper about these type of experiences. And so we had 10 years. We've thought a little differently. What is our new vision? Where are we headed? What is our mission? Do we need to change some things? And if you've seen our season theme this year is the next great expedition. And X, for the Roman numeral. That's pretty creative, right, Cal? Good job. Okay. But truly for me, it's not about what we've done in the last 10 years altogether. It's where are we going and what can we accomplish? And so we retweaked some things. And our mission statement, again, it's still where fun makes a difference. We need to make a difference in people's lives. But I've redefined it as when fun's done differently, it creates core memories, a stronger community, and lifelong fans. And so we're really diving into this concept of how do we build innovative, immersive experiences that connect, celebrate, and give back to community. I think at times we've always wanted to create fun, but maybe it's not always intentional, community-oriented fun, right? Sometimes I describe our fun as, I tell our entertainment director, it's like the monkey that you wind up and he clasps the cymbals. Like sometimes I watch her, I'm like, okay, it's just a lot of stuff happening. We've had national acts come in, and we get celebrities that come for autographs, and again, things we always thinking what that would be cool for fans. But this year is different, and you might have seen as we've rolled out our promotional schedule, it really is about connecting, celebrating, give back to community. Let me give you an example of some of the things we're thinking about. We're doing a night this year with BNC Bank. If they're here, thank you. It's called 701 Community Give Back Night, and so the idea was, instead of getting in acts from out of town, that might be fun one night, but it's expensive and there's no consistency. We thought, well, what if we can make our community the entertainment, our community the emotion? So, we always work a lot of nonprofits, and we know nonprofits it's so great what they're doing, but how do they tell their story? They don't have big marketing budgets and things to do and tell that story. So I say, well, we have 9 innings. What if we got an executive director from 9 different nonprofits? And what if they competed? Right? What if they're the entertainment? Right? They compete in the on-field games, and they're getting pied in the face, and the winner, it's a fight to the death, not to the death, maybe just to the grant, but the winner will get $1,000 from BNC Bank for their nonprofit. But in between all the fun, we're also going to educate. We're going to make people laugh. We're going to make people cry. We're going to make people think. Right? And so they're going to get an inning to tell their story. Right? That might be a video about who they are. That might be a moment of someone they serve that we can stop the game and share that story, right? And so now they get a chance to celebrate and tell their story, but also for the other 1,600 fans that are in the stands, they get to learn something, right? That, to me, is the next phase of where we're heading. So we got some fun nights. You probably see a Lewis and Clark night. We worked with the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center. This is crazy, right? Lewis and Clark, I don't even know their story. Right? I must have not read all the history. You guys probably all know it. Okay, good. Shame on me. But we're going to tell the story. We're going to do it during the game. Every inning, we're going to do something fun. We got these costumes. We got artifacts from them that we get to show and display. We're going to tell the story of Lewis and Clark at the game, right? We're doing a City of Bismarck night, first time ever. Thank Jason Tomanek. Amazing. I just love this idea of working with a guy like Jason who just, he sees this larger picture. He goes, you know what? Hey, we want to help. How do we figure out to support you guys, get people out to the park? But John, help us. People complain about this, their street didn't get snow plowed. and they don't realize all the public service happening here at the city and these amazing employees that are just working so hard for no recognition. And I said, Jason, if we can do a night, you guys advocate for it internally. We're going to give you the night. We're going to tell that story. So we got a super fun night with the city, and everything's going to be about something fun with them. And Jason has agreed. If you have any gripes with the city administrator, come that night. It's June 3rd. He'll be in the dunk tank. He'll be in the dunk tank. It's his idea, not mine. And you can literally pay $5, and it'll go to a charity. So pretty fun stuff. So that's where we're heading. Is this deeper experience? Because again, I have a great friend, Joe Burgum in Fargo. If you know Joe, Joe is Governor, now Secretary Burgum's son. But that's not how you should define him. If you get to know Joe, he runs a nonprofit in Fargo called Folkways. And I went to, and they do a bunch of community events, right? The farmers market, the Chris Kendall market, these night bazaar events, all free to the public, community free events. And I went to an event like this. Joe was speaking, and he's literally wearing a ringmaster leotard, okay? I mean, it looks obnoxious. That was the theme of the night. And he stands up, and you know what he said? His first thing was, usually I'm up here, fun, yeah, and Joe goes, we're in a crisis. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Get my popcorn. Like, what is he going to say? But it was so true. It was so impactful to me. This was 2 years ago. He said, we're in a crisis. He goes, never throughout human history has there been more isolation. Has there been more depression, more anxiety, right? Suicide rates, right? People are lonely. We spend so much time on our phones. We're so busy and not together, right? And we don't stop and take the time anymore to volunteer, to serve, right? To just go out maybe to a ball game. I hear it, fans. Things have changed in 10 years. There's a lot of fans. John, we love the Larks. We've been a 7-pack holder. We're just so busy. We got to be a 4-pack holder. Hey, we're going to buy single game tickets now, And it's not just a good bill about the Larks. It's just, you guys all know this. You see it. So that's on the rise. But then if you look again, volunteerism. He had all these crazy stats. People hang out with their friends. Literally, it's like 40% less, right? You just don't go grab a beer with a friend anymore. And there's a correlation to that, right? So he said we're in a crisis, and events are the medium to solve this crisis. Events. And if you look at Folkway's tagline, it's Folkways. It says you belong. This idea that we belong to a community, because it's our friend group, it's our families, it is our coworkers, right? We're all got our tribes and different people, but it's also the Bismarck and Mandan, right? It's a community. And so we changed our mission. Again, another piece of our strategic plan is our new guarantee is win or lose, you leave with a smile, but you love where you live a little bit more, right? And so if we can educate folks, if you can, when you're at a park, I've asked people to challenge me. I don't know a better place in our community than a Larks baseball game. 1,900 people, we can sell it out together, right? From all these walks of life, you see your friends, you see your neighbors, you see your coworkers in different places, and we get to cheer together. We get to be together. We get to celebrate together, and that's really, really important. So that's where we're heading. I'd also tell you, my role has changed. I don't know if I like it fully, but I want to tell you about it because I do think it's important, and it comes from a good place. We have grown just as a company, right? And growing's fun. I can't say no to things, right? It's not always, it's not about more when you feel so passionate about a mission and a cause, like you want to do it, but also I've realized I ain't getting any younger, and more ain't always better. And so I'm trying to figure out my new role. So let me share that with you. After COVID, we got through it. Larks, again, it's such a good place. We started really getting asked to help, truly help in the community. The Bismarck Marathon approached us. Hey guys, we're a nonprofit, and we're struggling. We don't know how to market and sell sponsorships. We want to keep this thing going. We like running, but we don't want to run it. I get it. The Mandan Rodeo, same thing, approached the Larks, a baseball team. Hey guys, we love the rodeo. We don't like to market and sponsorships and entertainment, right? And so we're like, oh, how can we help? We got approached by companies in town, Sanford and other, our company called Fanatics Events now is born from this. We're helping the Williston Basin Petroleum Conference. We have 7 full-time people on this team now. We're over there helping put on the largest conference in our community that is going to make a significant economic impact here, right? So it's just crazy where these things, and I just said yes. Oh, yeah. And so since then, again, we've started this company. I've started it. Again, we have a team, if you know, in Minot, I helped start a team there because I thought, well, hey, this is so meaningful here. Let's do it somewhere else. Let's make this difference. So we've been there 4 years now, baseball team and a softball team, now giving college women the same opportunity that the men have and putting it in an experience around it. And then most recently, I don't know why, but starting a team in Grand Forks, North Dakota. It's the first ever women's collegiate softball team on its own. Beautiful new field, $8 million facility on UND's campus. And I literally spent a week there last week meeting business owners, leaders, telling this same story to them. What's beautiful about that is if it does work, and I don't run out of money or energy, we'll be able to create what we did here for other communities in our state. The hard thing for me is, man, I like doing things and being hands-on, and it's really hard to have to sit back and try to really coach and train others, right? And you all, probably a lot of you all know this. You know, some people can be great doers, but then when you have to learn really to sit back, coach, and lead, you know, when you're like, oh, I could do it, it has been the hardest challenge of my life. So I am a little less, you'll see me maybe a little less at games, right? Sometimes I'll have Rob, our new president, here for 2 years up here on the stage talking, but I think it's important to share because, again, I started here, and here we are 10 years later, but to share with you. But, like, it comes from our mission I don't know if it's defined by boundaries and geographic boundaries. It's a real calling for me, and I want to hopefully continue that because I do. I love this state, and I just believe so much in the people of this state. This is home for me, and how we can create something great. So, but that's where we're heading, where we're going. So anyway, and yeah, I told Marcy, I said, again, I'm 37. I feel like I'm 47. But I said, hey, give me 3 more years, son, okay? If I, by 40, I'll have figured it out, or we'll just go back to like Bismarck, okay? Just the Larks, okay? I'm totally fine with that. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And maybe I'll end with this. How am I doing on time? I'm doing fine. Okay, good. Okay, another story? No. Squirrel. Let me tell you a little bit about Fanatics. I think it's fun, and then let me end with my ask. So Fanatics, again, maybe just some of you, if you've heard the name, a lot of people say Funatics. I thought I was good at marketing, and Dave Gooden, past CEO of MDU, once I said, Dave, what do you think about this name? And he goes, John, good marketing doesn't need to be explained. Thanks, Dave. Okay. That was a nice way of saying it, But no, so Fanatics events, right? We're fanatical about fun, and we combine fun and tickets, and okay. So, but we're doing really cool things. Like I said, we want to be this place-making, quality of life building organization. Like I said, it's really cool what my friend Matt Shenandoah is doing in Mandan. And what I found serving on that board for 3 years is, yes, Matt is a visionary, and he is a doer, and you got to have those. You need to have vision and do. But you need structure. You need everyone rowing in the same direction. What I found serving on that board is the city of Mandan is connected. On that board, there's a park board member, or a park staff member. There is a city, the mayor's on the board, the commissioner's on the board, a school board member's on the board. There are small business leaders, right? There every swath of the community that's really needed to do big, bold things serves on that board. They all contribute financially to this organization, and they're all rowing in the same direction, right? And over the last 3 years, they've always been kind of the city of events, but man, what they've done is cool. And where I separate Larks and some of our stuff we're doing is these ticketed events, but I have found this need. Our Fanatics helped with the Bismarck 4th of July. It was going to go away. I don't think most people know this. It was going to die. The symphony had done it for 30 years, but again, back to people that can't volunteer and help. They said to the city, we're just tired. We don't have the time. And it was going to die. We said, hey, we'll do it. We got paid. We had no financial guarantee. We had to go sell our own sponsors, do everything to do it. But by doing that event, I saw it just packed the community bowl. Way too many people showed up. We were not ready for that many people to come. But I learned a lesson that, man, free, quality of life, well-done programming is important. And so I'm kind of obsessed with this now. Again, Fanatics, again, if you see it, we help community events stay strong, marathon, rodeo, 4th of July. We help private events, conferences, company picnics, doing a lot of cool things there. But my real passion project, which, again, hasn't really been profitable yet, but that's okay, we'll figure this out, is how to put on innovative, immersive, quality of life free experiences. So you'll see, again, we have an office at the depot. My good friend Cam Knutson, what he did I think it's just, we got to bring downtown, and how do we get a vibrancy downtown, a heart and a soul of our downtown? What's our identity, right, with quality of life? And so we do 6 ticketed events there. We have Fiesta Fest, bringing back Fiesta Villa. We have a Wiener Fest, celebrating all things hot dogs, okay, and Americana. We're going to do an Otto von Bismarck Fest. We have an outdoor wrestling event this year. I mean, really fun stuff. And then in addition, we're doing, for the first time, 3 free community concerts. First one being May 28th. We'll have one June 25th, and then one in August at some time. You can check it out. But the idea is, how do we get new people downtown? So anyway, any ideas there, concepts that we can do across the spectrum? Want to figure out ways to partner, ways to figure out how to do more of these things, because I see in the structure and here in Dickinson, Minot's doing some cool stuff with their Citizens Alley, but that's kind of a big passion project for me, is how do we keep increasing quality of life, affordability, access, but so that people can be proud of where they live, great things for tourism, and this is a place you want to stay. You want to stay. So then maybe I'll wrap up with this. I probably didn't cover everything, but here's my ask to you. Get involved in your community. Step one is this. You're here. I mean, again, way to go, Evan. And I mean, way to go, and the whole 1 Million Cubs crew. 13 years for them doing this. You know how hard this stuff is? Putting on events, being consistent, right? We just talked about that. I mean, there's moments of ups and downs. It's hard. But thanks to the organizers who get involved, and thanks to you all for just showing up, listening, being here. You care about your community. And I don't mean just, again, volunteer. I think that's something. Get involved in your community. It's like join a board. That's great. Run for public office. There's all these amazing things. But honestly, the smallest thing you can do is just show up. There is a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot of people doing really great things. But I'll tell you, it's hard. And so when people do say, you know what, I'm not going to go on the boat this weekend, we're going to go to that community event, right? We're going to buy a ticket. We're going to just go to that free thing because we just should be out there, right? These are the things that really start to build community, yeah? And again, if you have a business, support, right? It doesn't need to just be, not support, remember? That's for jockstraps. Find value, find a real business thing, but get involved, right? You can sponsor anything, and a sponsorship shouldn't just be a sign, right? Make it immersive. Think about, the BNC idea I just shared with you. This community. How amazing is that, right? There's signs on a wall, sure, but it's telling a story of who they are, right? And if you're a business, buy some tickets and tell your team they have to go, right? You need to get out in the community. I want you in the community. Sit in those seats. Don't want our seats empty, right? I think the more things we can do to make sure we are out and active, it is what's going to make this place more fun, more vibrant, and the place I know we all love and that we want to live, and maybe even more important, that our kids and our grandkids will want to live. So that's where we are. Again, I just want to, seriously, there's so many friends. I could start getting a little emotional. There's so many friends in this room that have been there in small ways or big ways in the last 10 years. And so just to all of you, thank you. And I cannot wait for the next 10. And I do have one more story. I swear, then I'm done. Okay? And I have one more story? It's a minute. It's a short one. My friend Colton Schultz. Anyone know Colton Schultz? This guy is going to change the world. Okay? The Bitcoin mining stuff he's doing. He's the owner of Grand Junction, Laughing Sun, Eclipse. So all these quality of life things, but that's not even what his big passion thing is. It's AI, database, energy. He's just so smart, okay? We're on vacation a couple years ago together, and he goes, hey, did I ever tell you I watch a Larks video every single day? I go, what? He goes, yeah, I watch a video every single day for almost a year, every day. I go, you got to tell me this. He goes, well, my dad passed away. His dad had a rare blood cancer. It was very quick, like a month. But they found out a month in, just sick in the hospital, and then he was gone, right? And these are the moments. Life's just, it goes so fast. And he said, I watch this video every day. He goes, we're sitting right in front of the Larks dugout, right behind it. If you put your drink there, and we have some stupid on-field game going on, right? Or on the dugout, right? Someone's up there dancing, or I don't know what's happening, and he's filming it. He's filming it. And while he's filming, all of a sudden, in the corner, you just hear this laugh. Like, you guys know the laughs that make you laugh? Like the belly laughs, it's like, it's that real, like, what the? And he pans over, and it's his dad. And I don't know what we did on that dugout, but his dad is just keeled over, okay? Laughing. And so he starts laughing. His mom starts laughing. Jared, his brother, his sister's there. They're all in town. She came in from Montana. They're all there. They are just laughing at him finding this thing funny. And he said, John, a week later is when he just wasn't feeling well. And they found out, and then he was gone. And he said, that video is the last time I have a video of my dad just being himself. You know? Just out there, all of us together, just laughing. We actually filmed this little thing, and hopefully we'll get to show it this on social, but like, that is who we are, right? And that is what events and things are. There's all the circus, all the stuff, but it's the opportunity and the environment to create a core memory. So thank you for supporting us and creating that, and I can't wait for what the next 10 year holds to create more of those memories. So thanks. I said.
All right, sit lightly. I don't
Sit
know.
on
Well, John, I remember your energy 10 years ago, and you've done all of those things you said you were going to do, and so many more. And congratulations on that. I mean, that coming in out of somewhere else and making the splash that you've made in Bismarck and in Mandan is incredible. So I thank you.
Yeah, no. Well,
Congratulations.
Thanks. And it really is. It's such a team thing. Like, we're not, I just think back, we're not here if Parks and Rec doesn't build a park. We're not here if there's so many things in people. So yeah, you need someone who's got the energy. And I think, yeah, I definitely had that. And just, we worked hard.
And it's not waning, I don't think either.
No, well, I don't know. Yeah, my voice is a little hoarser. But no, just, yeah, it's incredible the tribe that it needs to do cool things. So yeah, thanks.
Well, you've assembled that tribe too.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Hey, John. Jonathan Leonard here, buddy. Thank you. First of all, I forgot you were here today, so that's on me, by the way. But I actually called your offices yesterday, and I wanted to thank you for making it so easy. It's my 9th year with a 7-game pack. I've had Ed on 5 seats now. I'm not started with 2.
Good. Upgraded too. This is good. We're going the right direction.
We didn't get the 10th year. We missed the year 1, but I just want to thank you. You guys make it so easy for us to change our seats. We didn't quite fit our plan. And I made a call, and in 10 minutes, we were able to get all of it changed, and days that work for us. So you guys make it so easy for families like mine to change our 5 seats. But
thank you, Jonathan.
And
Yeah,
keep it going, buddy.
thanks, man. I'll let Rob know the team's doing their job there. That's good.
It's great to hear you mention Matt Shanador. He's somebody we know. He's been on this stage, and he's doing amazing things too. And it's so wonderful that you two work together. So with your experience on the board with MPO, what are some of those differences you see in Bismarck from Mandan? And I think you're definitely a catalyst to get more of the kind of things that they're doing moving. But what are some of those core differences, and how do we address those?
It's a really good question, and I'll say this: there's not a lack of. Bismarck, again, so fun to work with whether it's businesses, whether it's residents, community, whether it's again parks and the city, and just the different political subdivisions that need to all come together. I just think Mandan has a really clear identity, right, of who they are, and the MPO again. It's had its ebbs and flows. If you know the history from Dell Winch, and then they had a little bit of a turnover there when he retired, and then again you got to have a guy like Matt who can kind of bring everything together and execute a vision. But again, look back. I'd sit in this room and I'd see the mayor and the city commissioner and again a park board, a high up staffer and a school board member and then the local business owner. And it was never how we couldn't do something. It was always Jason Tomanik says this, and I just respect him so much here. He says, my job's not to regulate. My job is to facilitate. How do we get to yes? How do we figure it out? How do we get creative, right? And so being on that board, it was amazing. There, Matt will do an event, and these events are costly. The police department needs to, do security, right? And they need trash pickup, or they need to move picnic. Matt doesn't have the team or the resources. But so they say, and Matt, there, if you know the MPO, it's a separate nonprofit, right? It's a separate entity. Now they get funding from the city and the chamber, but he self-funds. The majority of the dollars are sponsors and doing just like a company like we would go do, right? And he's nimble enough and could do that, and so it's kind of a cool setup how they have it. But But when he needs security for the event, he just calls the director, the police chief, and they're all in line. And he's like, oh, how can I help? So I think that's where, again, and I know there's and I'm not on every board and thing, so there's always conversations happening. I have not seen that, and again, everyone's got their own ideas and interests, and they're communicating, but it's like, I think the thing that excites me, because there's a lot of energy and a lot of positivity. I think we're all wanting to go in a similar direction, but it's how do we get the key people in the room to ask, what is Bismarck? What is our vision? What are we going to be? We don't need to compete with Mandan, right? It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. It's about, I can go bring my girls to Holiday Lights, but then I'd love to come over here and, again, selfishly, I'd love to have an ice rink out at the depot, and that's open for 3 months. It's free for people under the lights, and you could come skate here, and there's pop-ups and activations that can be done, right? But again, we would like to help with that, but again, if you're doing free events, how do you raise the dollars? And we all know this. You keep asking businesses for sponsorship. The business community is pressed. We have to going to do it together in order for it to come to life. So I think that's what I see there. But I think there's real momentum and potential. It's just getting everyone together to think through what's the vision. Yeah.
Great answer. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, John, Ashton here. Congrats on 10 years.
Thank you.
It's been so fun to witness it, be a part of it, experience it. And one thing that I'm always impressed with is your team. It's not just you who has the energy and the passion and the fun, right? Everybody, it seems like, is so aligned, so inspired. And I know from conversations with you, a lot of folks have been brought in from other communities. So I am curious, from a hiring perspective, kind of what is your secret sauce, or what are your tips and tricks around building such a dedicated, awesome team?
Yeah, Ashton, thank you. And what you're building is incredible, and kudos to you and the good kids and everything that you guys have been up to. It's amazing. Thank you. That's a really nice compliment. I'm actually probably maybe a little more critical of ourselves because our people are amazing. I think I'm really realizing too now in this, like, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. I love telling the story. I think I can bring people together. When I get kind of obsessive and anal, and I'm kind of like, it's probably better someone else does it, or else I'm kind of a psycho, and you don't want to be around me, right? I'm just like, it's gotta be perfect. So like we have to have a great team, and we have. I think maybe two things. One, how have we done that, and what do we need to keep improving on? One, we really, it's about the mission. We're very upfront with people. It's so hard, guys. Everyone, this is where we haven't figured it out. We outwork people. We lose people every kind of 2-3 years. And some it makes sense, but some are the good ones. And it's because, I don't want to say we care too much, that's kind of lame, but we work so hard, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and it just becomes a lot. And now, again, I've grown up, I got a family, I got kids, I understand that life it's not just work, even if you love it, right? I don't believe in balance, I believe in harmony, but I'm going to love it more than anyone else. And how do I expect then a 27-year-old that's, like, how do I ask them to give as much as me and care as much, but also, that's hard. So yeah, I think we've done a really good job of being upfront with people, really telling people the mission and the vision, and they love it. But I think what I need to figure out is how to even further, ensure that we can be a place that can sustain. Because we can't, having turnover, we just have turnover, in certain roles. And I've been lucky, I got great people who have been with me for 10 years, but I think that's the next challenge for us is designing the work in the right way so that it'll always be a lot, but that it can be sustainable for the right people, right? So, and I hope that answers your question, but.
Hi, Don. It's Rhea.
Hey,
So,
Rhea.
yeah, we worked together almost all those 10 years, too, when I was making signs
A lot
for
of
the
beer signs.
distributor.
Yes.
And you were right down there with me, helping me put them up.
Yep.
And here you are, and I'm the little guy, and you're the owner of the team. So that just showed us all kind of who you are. But now I work for the local arts council. We're a state agency, and we give grant dollars to nonprofits. So, I mean, there are $4,000 grants for community events that are doing exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about the nonprofit side of your business and
Yeah.
how you run that?
Oh, okay. Well, two things. One, again, I just get an idea. So, like, this is where I think how do we all talk to each other more often to do cool things? Because let me give you an example of, like, I've had this idea forever, and it's never been fully executed because, honestly, of dollars, of, like, being able to bring in the right people. But, I have this idea for a game called, Art in the Park After Dark. And imagine a game celebrates all the amazing things happening in our arts community, right? And I mean, there's so many people. I am not in the art world. I know nothing about the art world. I don't know what I'm looking at. If I just like, ooh, that makes me feel good, or I don't know. But I would love to learn more. And imagine bringing these things to a space of a ball game that's got sport fans and people there for a group. It's just this eclectic group of community, right? And so to hear what you just said of, oh my gosh, are there nonprofits, and you guys could give them a grant, and they could come out and have tickets for their donors and their volunteers, but then we'll just tell your story the whole game, and can we sell art there, and can we do these things? Can we have a jersey that an artist does, and we do a specialty jersey, and we auction that off for charity, right? Like, can we be the connection point that brings that game to life? It's like, one, it's like, let's go meet immediately after and talk about that, right? But two, yes, maybe you're asking about our nonprofit. We have our own 501c3. And just to preface, the Larks are a for-profit company. Again, my wife and I are the majority owners. We do have some local minority owners here as well. But we started in 2022 because when you're a sport team, you're a magnet for need, and it's great. I think people see us in the community, and so they go, hey, can you give to our local sports team? Do you guys do scholarships? Hey, could you give to this silent auction item? And we just love that. And there's that for our business. That makes sense. We were just finding that also around that time, there was just some more programs we could do and need that it just didn't make sense for the Larks just to take on. But if we had a 501c3, could we do a larger impact? And if you see a bunch of major league, minor league teams, they all have a fund and a foundation. So we started the Larks Community Fund. Very quickly, our mission is, how do we, in Larks Nation, or about an hour radius of Bismarck Mandan, how do we help families and kids in need with access to sports, educational opportunities, and positive life experiences? Okay, so we have our reading program. Again, over 10,000 kids is in our fund. We spend about $55,000 on posters, prizes, all the different activations that get these kids jacked for reading and get them out to the park for something fun with their family, right? And a lot of these kids, BPS brought us on, which was so cool a few years ago. They said, John, you guys we have to do 2 tickets to a game for a home run. And we're like, well, gosh, guys, if 10,000 kids come, 2 tickets, that's like, we can't give away 20,000 tickets. Like, that's a third of our whole inventory. They're like, well, we can't do it because a lot of these kids, even the parent, can't afford maybe that ticket. And I was like, oh God, okay, how do we do this? That makes sense. And so we ended up saying, let's do 2 tickets, but again, that we get help from donors that can fund that, right? And so anyway, but I'm so proud of that program. It's so impactful. We do 8 scholarships for local kids who are trying to play sports or go to sport management degrees at the next level. My favorites are triple play grant. So if a kid can't afford registration costs, travel costs, equipment costs, they have to show their real financial need, but we will give them a grant, which is really cool. And counselors can apply, coaches can apply for kids, so that's been powerful. And then we have a Field of Dreams grant that we just gave $2,500 to Kidder County for a new scoreboard they wanted to put up, and they're matching it, but we're helping put up a new scoreboard at their youth baseball field. So we raise about $100,000 each year. We'd love to keep growing that program, but it again is a 501c3 separate board. I'm one board member. We have 12 amazing board members from the community, but yeah, if anyone would like to learn more, let me know. So thanks.
All right, make it quick.
Oh,
this is going to be a good one, John. Thank you. Thanks for all you do for our community. It's certainly appreciated. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time. I seriously, I think you're a true asset to this community. So congratulations to you and your team, except Rob. Not congratulations to Rob, but
thank you.
Congratulations to you and your team for all you've done. So when you're back on this stage celebrating year 20 of the Larks, what does I mean, obviously you'll be governor then, but other than
No.
that,
No.
what
No.
what does
I'd like to be the governor's quality of life commissioner. No, let's get that position made. I'd be in for that. Me and Shannon together. Let's do that.
what does success look like
Yeah.
in year 20? If you could dream the ultimate dream,
Yeah.
what does success look like at year 20?
Yeah, no, I love that question. I geek out on vision statements and we do EOS, we have plug for Greenhouse. Patrick Metzger is our business coach the last 2 years, and here we're the book Traction. We have our whole 10-year, and I just love planning. I just love it. And then holding Rob accountable. Yeah. So what would, in 10 years for the Larks, and there's a depth to this. Our 10-year vision is this. Sell every ticket to every game before the season, and every game is an epic, sold-out experience. And if you looked at our values of epic as experience-obsessed, positive energy, innovating constantly, community building, right? So and if you've been to a sold-out thing, I don't care if it's a Larks game, Twins game here. If it's sold out, there's an energy. Right? There's a buzz, there's a feeling. There's something it creates more of the fabric to create that memory, to make that difference. So that's why we obsess over sellouts. So to me, if we can create that experience every night, it's going to create memories and create a strong community, right? And so it then just does all the things that we want to do, that fulfill all the depth, right? So that in 10 years, I want to get to that, right? And that's going to take a tribe and take innovation and take ways to get people who have never come, people who can't afford, right? Going to take that. How do we get everyone to see the Larks not as it's a baseball game, and yeah, they do fun, and yeah, we get this package. That's what we sell and how we do it. It's the why, and I got to communicate that, I think, even more effectively, deeper. Because I just know if we can do that 36 times a year, it'll be a huge deal. And so extrapolate that maybe from me. I don't talk more, but can I do that across the state of North Dakota? Can I do that more than just baseball, softball? Can I do that for quality of life free events for our communities, right? Because if we can create community and connection, we're getting rid of that isolation, that anxiety, right? We're bringing people together. So.
Well, that is a perfect segue, I think, into the last question, Ross.
Oh.
Thanks again, John. What you do is, like I said, or like you've heard several times today, it's amazing for not only for the Larks, but for our community. And so just to kind of recap and reiterate, what can we as the 1 Million Cups community do to help you to succeed in those goals?
Come out to opening week. It starts next week, May 25th through May 28th. We have drone shows. First time ever, we're telling the story of the last 10 years in the sky, 150 drones, all 4 nights. It'll be honestly very, very, very cool. So come to a game, get it, be a 4-game, 7-plant holder. If you have a business or you have a nonprofit, maybe my big ask would be email me, please. Email me and let's meet, right? And I'm not going to try to sell you something. I get excited, and I like to see how we can connect, but can we figure out a way that can we work together and give value to one another to help accomplish, if you liked what I said and we think it's important, how can we do that together? That'd be my ask of everyone in this room. So.
And I think it's a good group. I mean, they're doing a lot of that.
I'm seeing some
by
thinkers
being
and some
here.
doers out in this room.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they're here.
Yeah.
Well, one more round of applause.
No, thank you guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, looking forward, we've got Thomas Moriarty's from Mandan. Stacy's going to be here next week, and we're going to do kind of a fun delayed field trip, I think, on that one. So stay tuned. Scouting America, Thomas is going to be here on the 3rd. Looking forward to that. And also then Lemonade Day. Tate with Chamber EDC is going to be here telling us a little bit more about that program. I was the city champion for that a couple of years ago, and just it's near and dear to my heart, that whole Lemonade Day event that they do. These are all the ways to stay in touch with us. We've got, like I mentioned, if you ever can't be in the theater, we do stream this out on YouTube, and we save them all too. So if there's something that you want to rewatch or catch something that you missed, that's the way to do that. And thanks for sticking with us a little late today. I kind of was going to ask if we could just like clear our calendars and spend a couple more hours, but thank you. It's great to have you back on stage. Yeah. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your week.